Thanks, Brian. Brother, with the morning resolve, uh, I think probably most of us could not recite the whole vow, or I mean, the whole morning resolve. But I bet every one of you uh, could recite the first line. So do it with me, even though I can't hear you. My earliest thought I desire shall be. And that's important. I want to talk about my earliest thought. Morning resolve is an interesting point because we all know the controversy went behind the vow and when that first came out. But morning resolve is interesting because I think Pastor Russell got it from a fellow, or at least got the idea from a fellow pastor by the name of John Vincent, who interestingly enough was having conventions at the Chautauqua, New York, where he did. He came up with something called a morning resolve, and there's some very similar lines in there. So, be that as it may, I think the important thing is this addition of my earliest thought. Let's talk about the importance of morning thoughts. It's a, they're very powerful, and they shape how you feel, how you approach the tasks for the day. You know, your brain is like a car engine. When you start, when you start that car engine, it runs. When you wake up in the morning, your brain wakes up just like that car engine, and you start thinking. And if you start anxious and stressful thoughts, it's like putting your foot down on the pedal and racing. If your thoughts are calm and focused, it's like that slow acceleration you get, that where you're in total control of the car and ready for anything that might happen in front of you. Well, there's a catch to morning thoughts. Most of us don't consciously choose what we first think about. And that's the importance of this morning resolve. Our brains go on autopilot and we start replaying what happened the night before. Examples, uh, all the work that we have to do today, the deadlines, the tasks that we might have, the meetings we have, we're already overwhelmed before we even get started. Or secondly, we might think about yesterday's conversations we had. I wish I hadn't said that. Oops, that brain is now fixed. If only I'd handle things differently. Well, again, someone said faith is giving up all hope for a different past. And that's what we can do. Or thirdly, very common in our day, what's the first thing we do when we wake up? Reach for that phone by our bedside and see what emails, what texts we have, and we're scattered and we're stressed before our feet even hit the floor. So the morning resolve really helps us direct our thoughts. It creates a positive morning routine for us, which is important. It affirms that uh, simple, sincere peace with God, and to mind the words and how we're going to handle the day. It's about faithfulness to God. It's about the brethren. It's about everyone else that I have in contact with that's forming a positive impact to start our day. And it gives us also deliberate thought. Think about what's in there. I want to focus my brain on trust, on purpose, on aspirations, and on guiding light. What more could we ask for that to happen? Arthur Lawrence Penny, our author Lawrence Penny, wrote novels with a man named the Chief Inspector Gamache. And he heads the provincial police in Quebec. And he's teaching young officers what it takes to judge the truth and to deal with reality. And one of the things, the main thing he tells them, do not believe everything you think. Brethren, that's what we must do. That's the value of the morning resolve because it starts our thinking in the right way. we can remain open for the Lord to direct us, and we don't box ourselves in with the thoughts that are going to present difficulties for us and self-doubt. So let us always think about what our earliest thought shall be. What shall I render to the Lord for all his benefits toward me? May the Lord bless our efforts here today, and may the Lord continue to bless you in your walk to serve him.